I call Jan Logie.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and I rise to take a brief call in the committee stages. Just like to acknowledge that it's Pink Shirt Day today, and I am hoping that this House will take a break from bullying. It would be a really nice thing to have a day without any personal abuse within this House. I would now specifically to speak to and to ask the Minister some questions, because we've just heard flexibility and innovation from the Minister. That was pretty much the entire content of his speech that I heard, and it seemed to echo the speeches that we heard in the first and second reading last night from members of the government in their 20-second. Basically, I'd say that was probably the average length of their speeches, was this provides flexibility and innovation. Where's the detail, people? This is a bill going through under urgency with no public scrutiny, with no Treasury input into the financial consequences of this bill. And we are being told that it provides flexibility and innovation. Where? In what situations? Why? What is the problem that this is trying to solve? We are not even being told that amount of detail. The documents that I'm looking at in front of me are saying that it will give the agency a new ability to negotiate prices with providers to cover diverse situations, including but not limited to tenants' needs resulting in higher or lower tenancy management costs. Tell us what that means in practice. Because we've also heard from the Minister last night in one tiny snippet of detail that, well, this is around, say, if the tenants have disability needs, this will enable contracts to be able to help housing providers deal with their wider needs. This wraparound service that we hear so much about. Well, that's something I'd like to support. But my understanding is that there's ability to do that through other contracting provisions. Why is this through a housing? The needs around disability needs being provided through housing. Please explain it to us. If you've got a good reason for it, then we might support it. But explain it, at least give the public the credit of explaining what this is even about and the reason for it. And I'd like to kind of also say that the Minister also last night, in another tiny snippet of detail that may help us understand it, said that it also provides Housing New Zealand with more flexibility in contracting and the ability to fund Housing New Zealand. Now, I don't have the housing portfolio for the Greens, but I've got a little bit of an understanding of housing and possibly and some of the way that the systems works, possibly more than your average New Zealander. I still don't understand that. I'm not sure why we need Housing New Zealand to be able to get more flexible arrangements for the funding of their services. Could you explain that to us? And Minister, could you also please explain to us why we're separating out and preventing Housing New Zealand from providing policy advice to the Minister? Why are we stopping the ministry who has the experience and the relationship with people in the community from feeding any learning they have back into the Minister to inform policy making? Why? I would like some reasons. I would like the public to be able to at least have an informed decision on their view of this bill, more than just the rhetoric of telling us that it's about flexibility and innovation, because they are words and without any substance they have very little meaning.
I call Clayton Mitchell.